Hello, and welcome to week 5, day 33 of Man vs. Violin. This week, I have been able to practice every day, but I haven't been able to practice as much as I would like. I live in Northern California, and we've been hit with some really hard storms, and I have a lot of leaks in my house. So this week it's been more man versus leaky house than it has been man versus violin. But I have been able to take time every day and do a little practicing. One of the things that I've been working on this week is kind of working on fluidity with my fingering. So just trying to work on feeling comfortable, just naturally landing on the right spots. The violin, I mentioned before in some other videos, it's a little Cecilio violin. And I think for the price, it's really good. I really like it. The build quality is good. It sounds great. The bows it came with for me, are also good. But I have been using this carbon fiber bow that I got from Fiddler Shop, and it's really nice. I really like it. It's very light, and I like carbon fiber stuff. It seems very durable. So if there's a zombie apocalypse, this bow will survive the zombie apocalypse. So some things I've been practicing this week. First, from the Mel Bay book that came with the Cecilio violin. I'm on page 8 and working on a song called Russian Dance Tune, which is lesson 4. So this one, it's got some tricky spots where there's a kind of fingering between the A and E string that's a little challenging for me. So that going back and forth between the D to the F sharp, back to the D, and then the C sharp to the E. I have a hard time not accidentally touching the other string. And I have found, and as you can hear, that just touching the other strings just barely will cause them to sound really screechy. So that's something I've been working on. So the Russian dance tune, again. So that one's kind of challenging. But as I mentioned before in another video, I'm not trying to race through the songs. I'm trying to work on them until I feel like I can play them comfortably. And so I'm playing a lot of the same songs over and over and over again. From the Suzuki book, I've been working more on Song of the Wind, which, given all the storms coming through my part of Northern California, maybe I shouldn't be playing Song of the Wind. coming along pretty good. I've been practicing that a lot. That's also got some tricky maneuvering between the A and the E strings. And then I've been moving on to Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So that one, I'm trying to work up to speed on that one. And then the last one I've been working on is O Come Little Children. And that's got an up bow stop and then continuing with another up bow. So that's kind of challenging as well. Wow. So that one needs a lot of work. But I just started practicing that one the other day, and I've just gotten to the point where I feel comfortable doing an up bow and then pausing and then continuing with the up bow. So that's kind of the challenge with that one, and so that'll be the main one that I work on for the next week. So if you look at the violin, you'll notice that this week I removed the D tuner. The previous week I removed the fine tuner on the G string, and I've been trying to just tune it with the tuning peg, and I've started to feel comfortable doing that, comfortable enough that I removed the fine tuner on the D string as well. And I just have the fine tuners on the E and the A string. Next week, I'm going to try and remove the fine tuner off the A string and tune these guys here just with the tuning pegs and leave the fine tuner on the E string. So I think for me, that's good, trying to get the violin to trying to feel more comfortable with playing the violin, not so much as a beginner, but approaching it more as an intermediate student. I know I haven't been playing very long, but things like tuning and also minor adjustments to the violin, I want to get comfortable with. Speaking of that, this week I've also got a couple of books. I got the Haynes Violin Manual. So Haynes is kind of known for their car repair manuals in the UK. If you're in America like I am, you're probably familiar with Chilton. So imagine Chilton auto repair manuals doing a violin manual. So it's kind of interesting. It's a really interesting book, though. It's a really good book about basically how to repair and do basic setups on a violin. And then I also got this book here, The Violin Repair Guide by Michael Atria. And this is also a really interesting book. So as a musician, I'm primarily a bass player. I think it's important to be familiar with your instrument and be able to do basic repairs on your musical instrument. And also basic modifications, because us musicians love modding our instruments. But you don't have to be you don't have to be a luthier or violin repair expert to be able to do basic maintenance on an instrument. So that's why I got these books, to help me kind of understand the actual physical instrument more, so that I could do basic work on it. All right, so today I'm going to be spending the day trying to dig drainage channels around my house, and dealing with some leaks. So today's episode of Man vs. Violin will segue into Man vs. Leaky House. Thank you for joining me today, and see you all next week. Thank you.